Hi, my name is Andrea. In this episode, I'm gonna show you how I made this doghouse. It's made of white cedar and Guanacaste wood. Enjoy the video! On the miter saw, I made crosscuts and cut them to length. I was following the plans, which later showed that it was a bad idea. I fixed the saw, marked the length, and placed the stop block for repeated cuts. I missed one length for a roof and I joined it with the pocket holes. First I cut the groove and then set 5-degree cut for the angle of the roofing. This produced a lot of smoke. I made a mistake by cutting that angle on the opposite side of the pocket holes, so I made this fix which came pretty invisible at the end. I cut out the gable part, which was wrong size in the plans cut list, so I stopped following the plans and I cut it later to size. With the hand plane I made all of the roundovers, so I get log cabin look. That took a lot of hand planing. I wish for a router now. Then I cut the subroof construction out of Guanacaste, rot and insect resistant wood. I marked for the pocket holes, drilled them and then glued and joined the boards. I sharpened my chisel and made grooves in roofing for that shingle look. That took quite some time to finish. With the X-Acto knife I followed the grooves under the roofing for about 2 centimeters, or 3/4 of an inch. I used the cut marks with the file and sandpaper. Then I glued the boards together to form all 4 sides of a house. I used packing tape so the glue doesn't stick to the table. Then I drilled pocket holes to join all the sides together. When that was done, I started to cut and place the trimming. First on the inside frame of the door, where the end grain was showing. I glued and nailed the door trim. Then I glued and screwed the inside gable trim. I made the house bottom using the same method as the subroof and secured it with pocket holes. Then I started to glue and screw the roofing to the subroof. When I put the last shingle in place, I figured out that I haven't screwed the subroof to the gable, so before the glue set, I took it all apart and repeated that process. I was lucky. Then I cut 3-inch legs, which were glued to the side trim to raise the house off the floor. To fill the space where the rooftop meets, I found a scrap piece of aromatic red cedar, which fit almost perfectly. I pre-drilled it and glued it, and screwed that part into the top. I countersunk the screws so I can plane the excess flush to the roof without damaging the plane blade on the screws. That worked very well. When the trim and legs were dried, I used a hand plane to round over the edges. The place where the side trim meets the gable trim was cut to 22.5 degrees, which add up to 45 degrees, which is the roof angle. I then cut one side rooftop trim and glued and nailed it in place. For the other side of trim, I measured the width plus thickness of the trim material to make overlapping rooftop. Then I made the front view trim. Before gluing it, I sanded all the surfaces. Then I glued and nailed already sanded trim. With a wet rag, I took off the glue excess. Then I sanded the roof while the door trim was drying. I applied the mineral oil to all of the surfaces. Mine is red and after a week completely loses the color, which doesn't alter the natural wood color. It's interesting stuff. After a week, I cleaned the dust with the clean brush and cloth. Then I applied my signature, which I should have done before oiling the wood. I protected it with spray lacquer. Then I applied wood sealer to all of the surfaces. When it was dried, I lightly sanded the high spots. Followed up with a nice brush and satin finish lacquer. I applied 2 hands with a sanding between. When the lacquer was dried, I applied beeswax and oil mixture and left it for 2 hours in the hot sun. Then I buffed it with the clean cotton cloth, which left beautiful wood finish and protection. I also measured the temperature inside and outside the house after 4 hours in the blasting Mexican sun. A great insulation. The roof can be taken apart for easy cleaning and maintenance. And there it is, a nice looking doghouse. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, comment and share. If you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos. Take care and thanks for watching.